run for you. I think history has proven I ride for you over and over again, almost to the point where people are like, "What's wrong with you? What she got on you? Were you still riding some boy? What's happening with you?" So at this point, I'm stepping back, and I'm gonna need you to show me some of that. The reciprocity.
Word right here is killing me. What's this?
Reciprocation?
Reciprocity.
Porsha.
It's a big. It's
Reciprocity?
Reciprocity. No.
That ain't it.
Come look at it. Hold on. Give me that. Reciprocity. To gain some reciprocity. Heartless child. Porsha ready to steal somebody else's husband. Yours. Sweetie me again.
Record that.
Then also, who else do we have? There's a new girl named Angela Oakley. Now I don't know Angela, but I hear her husband is everything.
Like, even though you may not be married, it's just some things are just common sense of how to behave around a married couple. Mm-hmm. And for me, I don't even like to stand and look someone's husband eye to eye and carry on more than a 3-minute conversation. So when we go to exchange telephone numbers, like I was telling somebody the other day, every type of communication that you have with this couple needs to go through the wife. And you should know that at some point in your life. And if you overstep that boundary, then your intentions were wrong from the beginning.
Porsha Williams coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? That's false. But Porsha Williams is in the building. See y'all.
What's up, my Fina loves? It's Miss Fina D coming to you all from Fina Entertainment News, and that moment right there was short-lived because after celebrating and using his last name, you all know that Porsha Williams, he filed for divorce after that, and since then, she's been in and out of court with Simon. And speaking of being in and out of court, most of you are aware that when he came for another court appearance concerning his divorce and was about to finalize his divorce with Porsha, he was arrested by ICE and been in their custody ever since. Now, most of you are aware that in the last video that I uploaded, it was due to Porsha saying some inappropriate things that she was going to do to Angela's husband, Angela, another newbie, if she did not leave her, Porsha, alone. Now, most of you are also aware that way before Porsha even said that, I included something else she said on her Amazon Live in the intro for Porsha, and I basically, as the kids and people will say, clocked her tea or whatever y'all be saying nowadays, okay?
Then also, who else do we have? There's a new girl named Angela Oakley. Now I don't know Angela, but I hear her husband is everything.
So I've had that in my intro for a long time. So because I can see through people. And so when Porsha made those comments towards Angela's husband, people were like, oh my God, Vina. So if you missed my review on that in the video I did, I have linked it in the description below. It's the very first link. Well, in that video, I said her former BFF, or still BFF, who knows, Shamea, was getting dragged all over social media because of how Shamea blindly or intentionally supports Porsha craziness and nonsense. Shamea basically laughed and made excuses for Porsha comments about, saying that she would bleep someone else's husband, okay? And these were some of the comments. All I can say is Shamea better watch her husband around Porsha. She definitely wants her friend's life. I'm side-eyeing Shamea because, girl, you are married. Shamea thinks everything is funny until Porsha is bleeping on her man and driving. Y'all know what. Hopefully, Shamea man doesn't want others leftovers. He seemed like a committed guy and adores his wife. Never trust Shamea anyway. Girl, before Shamea got married, she had the Jezebel spirit. Shamea needs to get a grip. It's giving she Porsha friend, but Porsha is not hers. Shamea be thinking everything is fun until Porsha steals her husband, moves in her house, and is cruising around. Yep, she definitely supports her bestie delusions and moves, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's all fun and games, Shamea, till she circle back and hits yours too. You never know. Someone said maybe they already have the little group situation going on. Now y'all stop it. Now y'all sounding like Adra when she accused Shamea of that she was sleeping with Candy and Todd. Yep. Now we know Candy and Todd, they've been very honest and open about, their activities and things like that and indulging. We know that. But Shamea said that never happened. And hey, it is what it is, child. Believe what you want to believe. Porsha continuing to exhibit why she's a terrible friend to Shamea, and Shamea continuing to ignore it. Because when you are getting dragged and everyone is at your neck, that is not the moment you decide to throw your friend on the bus and expose her. But then Porsha, who couldn't keep up with her lies and still can't keep up with her lies, she then posted that basically Shamea was the one who set her up with Simon. This was the 150th, different lie and the way how she met Simon. First, it was, I've met him in passing, we all live in Georgia and things like that. Then it was, Dennis is in the restaurant business and all of that. So I'm sure I met him through Dennis or through passing, business meetings and things like that. Then it was, they came on the show and we hung out with Fallon and them and all of that. Then it was, when I saw that he was going through issues in his marriage, I reached out, I slid in his DM, and I told him, hey, I'm here for you, and all of that. Then after that didn't work out, she turned around and said, hey, Shamea set me up. Which one is it? You need to remember your lies and keep up with your lies. You all remember when she posted this image right here, and she wrote, I'ma stick beside him. Shamea responded, up and mother loving stuck. Porsha responded, thank you, bestie. Best matchmaker ever. Shamea got dragged in. Really? You, as a married woman, decided to set your friend up with a married man? I mean, Porsha is a grown woman. She knows better. She didn't have to go over there with Simon. But basically, everything I just broke down. Which one is it? How did you meet him? Okay? And in the midst of all of that, Shamea got dragged. Like, how dare you, Shamea? Okay? So this whole Shamea behavior is no surprise, okay? And of course, there's been other things and reasons to give Shamea the side eye, but we're going to focus on the whole married man situation and people being surprised at, Shamea over there defending Porsha. And I'm just saying that Shamea isn't innocent and that she's not new to this. That's all, just showing different examples. So Shamea behavior has always been questionable. So yes, I get it. Yes, she got the husband and the family, and oh my gosh, Shamea came and snatched, Porsha's spot and copy paste and all the videos I've done, and Porsha wants Shamea's life and everything that I've said about Shamea. That doesn't mean that I do not remember Shamea poor behavior, and so I don't understand why people are also acting surprised. Oh my gosh, Shamea, we were rooting for you and looking forward, and Shamea been on the show for 150 years. Why are people behaving surprised? Or maybe the people who are behaving surprised are the new people. Because I refuse to believe all of the people that were leaving comments in the last video. I don't like Porsha this season, and you all heard me read those comments too. What show have you been watching? What do you mean this season? Porsha always been like this. So for people to pretend like this is a new Shamea, oh my God, I'm so surprised. This been Shamea since she's been on this show. The same way everything that's being revealed now, that's been Porsha since the beginning of this show. Now, most of you are aware that even though I come on here and I read social media, responses and all of that, I don't really get into the really nasty, just disgusting comments. I keep it in the space where, it's fun shade or people leaving comments, but never go all the way there because the comments got worse. Anyways, Shamea saw majority of the comments and she responded to one. Bleep if I do, bleep if I don't. I have learned the hard way that I need to mind my business. I apologize about laughing and my part in it. That's not my fault. If Angela can forgive the person that actually said it, then surely my laughter can or should be forgiven. I've never said that it was okay for her to say that. Furthermore, I don't have to publicly chastise people. I can hold them accountable privately. Bottom line, she's a grown woman, not my problem, not my fight. This was Shamea's response to the backlash. And of course, miserable Marlo had to give her 2 cents as well. She wrote, Shamea has always been a loyal friend to Porsha. It's unfortunate when the other party is not loyal. This is true. We all know this. However, we already know how Marlo feels about Porsha. And also Porsha being the reason why Marlo is not there. Marlo outlasted in any leaks. She's came for Kenya Moore, said the worst things. Kenya Moore is not a saint. Kenya Moore dragged her back. She came for Candy. She's been there for a long time, and randomly she's not there. It's because Porsha was aware that Marlo was going to hold her feet to the fire. Marlo was going to keep the Simon conversation going. Marlo was going to drag her about her being involved with that man while he was married and all of that. And she did not want to deal with that. And she told Bravo, make your choice, okay? If Marlo is there, I'm not coming back. And of course, they're going to choose Porsha. They have courted her for a very long time. Her family, her supporters, all of them. And that's the reason why Porsha is in the space that she's in, where she feels like she can throw rocks, hide her hands, and that she's untouchable. And that's why she's being dragged now, because even though I've always seen this Porsha and talked about this Porsha that people ignore, now it's like, oh my goodness, who is this Porsha? And I'm like, she's always been there. For those of you who watched my last video, I'm not going to go too deep into this because we've already talked about this, but that was Marlo's response. Speaking of Porsha being called about her supporters, okay, these images right here on the screen, you all remember Porsha couldn't match Kenya Moore energy, her intelligence, arguments, none of that. So she used Kenya pointing in her direction as an excuse to say she was invading my personal space, and we all know what happened during that reunion. And once again, speaking of Porsha being protected, majority of the cast ran over to see if she was okay, while there was only one person that checked on Kenya. She refused to apologize, and Porsha turned around in very close proximity to Marlo, put a fan in Marlo's face, almost hitting Marlo. Marlo had to remove the fan from her hand. And of course, Bravo moved past it like it wasn't a big deal. It was Canterbury's again that said, what is happening? Because y'all made this big deal and made every excuse in the book for Porsha for grabbing Kenya's hair and physically assaulting her and doing all of that, but want to brush over this incident as if it was nothing. Had Marlo with the 150 mugshots did that or did something to Porsha, then it would have been, we told y'all not to let the felon on the show. Y'all not might be here for Marlo. But it's a hypocrisy that I'm talking about. And then let's go back to Marlo talking about what Porsha and Simon had going on. Even though it would have been, Marlo was going to be a hypocrite doing that because we know her history. But wasn't Marlo the same person, even though she had mommy issues, had the nerve to speak on Kenya Moore mommy issues? So they are all delusional. Anyways, after Marlo comments and all of that towards Porsha and Shamea's situation, Shamea been doing interviews, and of course, she and Porsha have a very long and close friendship, so they're going to ask about Porsha. So this is what she had to say in one of her most recent interviews.
Season 16 of Real Housewives of Atlanta, there were a lot of changes this season. If you could undo one change, what would it be?
I mean, it would be just the awkward space that my friendship is in with Porsha.
Yeah.
I would undo that. That's my real friend. You know what I mean? And reality is real, right? Reality, you can't spell reality without spelling real. So the place that we're in now it's hurtful. You know what I mean? It would be bad to say.
Why did y'all let it get to this point, though? How did you let it get to this point when you're such good friends?
You know, in relationships, there's you and then there's them, right? And there's like your perspective and mine.
Right.
I haven't been able to even have a conversation to understand how it got to this point. Everything that I've done has been centered in love and has led with love. And I've never been one to allow anybody to talk down on my friendship or like my people. And that's just my thing. Now, what's happening on the other side, I have no idea. But there's no way that Brett, could come to me and say, Porsha said this or Porsha did this. I'm going to look at you like, girl, please. Stop.
So did the producers tell you to not talk to her a lot? Or did
No, I've reached out. I've done my part, I feel.
Okay.
And, you know, the fact that she's allowing and listening to other people is ludicrous to me. People that she just met, people that she does not know well, they're in her ear or have said things, I guess, about our friendship. First of all, our friendship should never have been up for discussion, to me.
Yeah.
And if it was something that was that bad, it should have been addressed to me.
Did y'all talk before the show and say, look, did she say, well, you've been on the show before, so you know how sometimes how setups can be and how trifling the plot can get. So did y'all have conversations before, like, look, no matter what they try to do, this ain't going to be a problem?
Yeah, and my thing is, what's understood shouldn't be, you don't have to explain. Like, I'm riding for you. I think history has proven I ride for you over and over again, almost to the point where people are like, what's wrong with you? What she got on you? Were you still riding some boy? What's happening with you? So at this point, I'm stepping back, and I'm gonna need you to show me some of that. Reciprocity.
Word right here is killing me. What's this?
Reciprocation?
Reciprocity.
Let me see, Porsha.
It's a big. It's
Reciprocity?
Reciprocity. Well, no.
That ain't it.
Look at it. Come look at it.
Give me there.
Reciprocity. To gain some reciprocity. Hard mess, child.
I would like Porsha to spell better.
I'm sorry.
It's almost hurtful to me to watch her be so dumb.
Somebody wrote a death on 265 days a year. What is wrong with that?
I work for Dish Nation. I am in the world of journalism. So my word
Now she's
needs to be...
journalism is...
So you're downplaying my job?
And I'm gonna need you to show me some of that. The reciprocity. I need you to ride for me like I've been riding for you. And as all things on reality TV, it'll all play out and we will all see, and we can either be accountable for it or we can keep it moving.
So after all of that, Porsha Williams went to her Instagram page and she wrote, I'm going to just say this. I'm watching new episodes. She tagged Shamea. Now, don't take it there. Don't imply ish about Diane Williams. I've been keeping it cute or quiet, and you can do and say what you want about me, she meant. But hear me when I say wrong road. Talking about, well, your mom taught. My mom was a friend. And go ahead and read the rest. Basically, one of those don't bleep with my mom and all of that. When Porsha and her mom sat there and were saying things. Now, most of you are aware that I'm not watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta. I've been over the show for years, and I've said on this platform over and over again that the only reason why I was still watching the show was because Kenya Moore was on there. So yes, I do see clips here and there online, and if I do see a topic that is worth talking about, I will talk about it, but I'm not watching the show. So I know that online I saw that Shamea and Porsha had to sit down, and then, she was being very dismissive and then started crying, and it was just a hot mess. Regardless, I wish them well, but Shamea, that is not your friend, okay? Because now that is your time to shine, you see how she's behaving, but hey, sometimes people have to learn the hard way. So let Shamea go through her moments with Porsha, and they will figure it out. And whatever lessons that she have to learn, she will learn it. Now, it's obvious I've been working on this video for a while, and every time that I was about to end it or cut it, something else happened. So that's why you might see in some places I'm reading comments from weeks ago and things like that. Is because I've been very inconsistent with YouTube lately, because I'm really working on some major things behind the scenes as it relates to my real career. This is a hobby for me, so thank you all who are still patiently hanging in there with me. But that's the latest with Shamea and Porsha friendship. I'm sure there are other interviews and more things has been said. If I feel like I want to cover it, I might. But at this point, I'm going to go ahead and end this one here. I'm wishing all of you well and take care.
Loves, thank you all for your love and support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Go ahead and leave this video a thumbs up. Also turn on notifications so when I do post, you're aware that I posted. And I will see you all in the comment section. Remember to always have the God bless attitude, which is being positive at all times and seeing the good in every situation. Have a great day, guys. God bless.